And welcome back to the final day of the USA Racquetball National High School Championships. I'm your host, Sonia Lang, and
I'm Bella Miller.
And this is our boys gold singles finals game with Graham Sperato and Jack Strobach. Graham will be wearing the white shoes and Jack will be wearing the black shoes. That's really their only differentiation currently, but this should be a fun game.
Yes, and this wouldn't be possible without Team Dovetail, Head, Penn, Gearbox Racquetball, and WIS International, so thank you.
Yes, of course, and this is going to be a fun matchup because for Kirkwood, Graham is our 6th seed and Jack is our 7, so he plays doubles. So they're very evenly matched. They're great friends outside of the sport, so this is going to be great. And Graham starts with that serve. And let's see what he does. Drive, which will be short. All right, here comes that second.
Nice lob.
Nice ceiling ball. Nice pass by Jack. Right back at it again. Pinch. Now, these are both players that play very similarly on the court, wouldn't you say, Bella?
Yeah, their skill levels are pretty even.
All right, and it looks like Graham got that point.
That was a great rally.
I think this is going to be a very back-and-forth match between these two. Like I said, again, they're just very similar in skill, very similar in their playing techniques. And as you can see, whenever Jack waits for that ball to hit, he shakes his wrist a little bit. And I've heard coaches tell him not to do that, but, you know, he just keeps on doing it. But maybe that's what gives him all these wins.
Yeah.
Speaking of wins, Jack has yet to lose any matches or any games on his journey into the finals right now. Graham has only lost 1, but will Jack continue this hot streak? We don't know yet.
Yeah, and they both had great seasons too, just in all, not only in this tournament.
Great serve by Graham, but Jack, oh, that was good, all right.
Great drive serve.
Interesting, Graham's staying with the same serve, it seems like, for this whole thing. Nice lob.
Wait, Johnny, do I get a thing for singles?
All right, and this division has 124 players, and now we're down to the final 2. So it obviously took a while and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get here. And it's honestly incredible that we had 2 Kirkwood players in the finals, which is very much a stress reliever to Kirkwood coaches and players because obviously that biggest competition is going to be SLU. So one less SLU player out of the finals is good luck for them.
And it looks like we're at 4-0, Graham taking the lead.
Oh. I thought that was good.
Yeah, same. I guess it must have skipped.
All right, I think Jack might come out with a Z serve, but it could be just a straight. Nope. Oh, and a great hit by Jack, straight out the air. But usually Jack's pretty patient with the shots that he takes, but maybe this is a new strategy. Oh,
wow, that was a great shot.
Pinch. Now, Jack's Z serves are really what have been getting him points in these games so far. He's used them in not only singles but also doubles, mixed doubles, and it's really just been racking up points against all of his opponents.
Great forehand serve by Jack.
And Jack is coming back, now tied 4-4, which will show that this game is going to be a very back and forth. But I would like to say that Jack I believe that he has an advantage in this because this morning Graham did have to play in the doubles final. I believe for the number 3 boys with his partner Jacob Poole versus Devin Peterson.
Yeah, and that was a
and
great
Harrison
match.
Ganshaw, also all Kirkwood players. So he was very worn out from that and then had to play semis for this spot, while Jack only had to play 1 match before this. And Jack takes the lead with 5 points. I think maybe with that loss in Graham's first game this morning, he might be in his head from it, while Jack's just been rolling on this hot streak. So it's really anyone's game right now, but right now it seems to be Jack's with 6-4. Gorgeous backhand drive.
He's having some really great shots, Jack is.
And that will be a skip, and Graham gets back to serve. Now, what do you think he's going to serve?
I could see him doing another drive, maybe to the backhand.
All right. Pretty good serve from Graham. Ooh, and I would, yeah.
Yeah.
About to say that was a skip, and Jack gets that serve back. And one great quality about both these players is that they're able to stay very calm under the pressure of playing. They never seem to get, you can see them get frustrated, but they never really like lose their temper on it. They're both just very calm, composed, and they know how to keep it cool. Jack takes 7. Oh, and a
that was a
good
great
shot
shot
by Graham.
Looks like he might be going for a Z. Yep.
Great serve by Graham, but Jack takes it off the back wall. And Jack just knows where to put the ball. He's really positioning it well. Graham is also positioning it well, but I just think Jack is doing better in that aspect for this game. And that looks like it was short. Oh, great return by Graham. Nice pass. All right, and Graham gets the serve back, down by 3 currently. All right, and it looks like Graham skipped that, so back to Jack. Again, very back and forth game. We're probably going to be here for a while. That seemed to be long. It's probably another lob backhand for Jack. And Graham gets that pretty easily. Oh, and that was a skip by Jack. Yeah, that was a... Yeah. Back to 4, serving 7. And was, I believe that right. Second serve for Graham.
Great lob.
And then, Bella, do you know if either of these players have medaled in any other brackets?
That's a great question. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, what an amazing hit by Graham off that front wall. All right, and that was a great serve by Graham that just got past Jack. So now we're up to 5-7. A lot of say that was a skip.
Yeah, that looks skip.
All right, here comes Jack. He's probably going to hit him with a Z. Jack's Z serves are really great because it really just confuses his opponent and just turns him all around, which is the perfect definition of what a Z serve should be, which gives him another point, which is now 8 serving 5. I would like to call this an underdog story, but with how Jack has been playing, I don't know if I can really call it that. Would you agree, Bella?
Yeah, I would, for sure.
All right, here it comes with his second serve. Almost touches the ceiling, but doesn't. All right, and Graham skips that, giving Jack 9. All right, and Graham calls a timeout.
It's okay. I'm sure with that. I'm Jessica Parrilla, and I play with gearbox. A great athlete is about discipline, effort, constance, and before to be a great athlete, you have to be a great person. One of my future goals is be on the top 3 in the professional tour again. I did it once, and I think I can go back there. I enjoy the passion of the game. I enjoy the passion of the life, of everything, and I always think like love is the first thing in everything. The things I think, the things I say, and the things I do are on the same line. And enjoy, because we don't know how long we're gonna be here, so enjoy and give love to others as much as we can.
And we are back.
After the timeout taken by Graham.
All right, and again, we are at Vetta Concord for USA Racquetball National High School Championships. I'm Sonia Lang.
And I'm Bella Miller.
All right, and this is Jack Strobach versus Graham Sperato. Jack is currently serving.
And this is the number 6 gold finals.
Yes, thank you. All right, and Jack gets another point on that serve. And he takes a drive forehand, which I don't think we've seen this game yet, but that's one of his stronger serves, if I would say. There he goes,
Great shot.
Right down the line. Up to 11 now. Oh, and Graham with the pinch. All right, so Graham's really got to think about what his serve is going to be, because he knows that Jack can just return almost anything. All right. Probably going to see a couple stealing balls here. Oh, and that was a skip by Jack, so that gives Graham a point. First point he scored in a while. And it looks like he's going to go for that Z. Great serve by Graham. Good dodge by Jack. Great patience by Graham, which gives him another point, giving him 7.
Patience is key in this game.
That's very true. They're both very patient players, which is amazing to see. All right, hitting down that backhand line a lot. It looks like Graham scores another point, 8-11, and I have to imagine that Jack's feeling a little stressed right now after all those points were scored. He's just losing them again.
Looks like it was short. Nice second serve.
There's Graham with an around the world. A couple more sailing balls here. Oh, and Jack got there perfectly. And he gets that serve back. And do you think that he's going to keep scoring points with this, or do you think he's going to lose it?
I think he could get 1 or 2. Let's see if he goes with the 4.
All right, there he goes, and Jack's just going to send that to a pinch. Oh, and great pinch by Graham for that left corner. And it looks like Graham is kind of giving Jack a taste of his own medicine with that Z serve, because both of their Z serves are just phenomenal. Oh, and a great, that was a great, what do you want to call it, cross court?
Yeah.
All right, now we're at 9, serving 11. Graham getting those comeback points. Oh, and he gets another one by, he's really just like jamming them in those front corners, which Jack just can't get to quick enough. All right, now we're at 10, 11, almost tied. And I believe that was long. All right, Graham's gonna go for a second. Nice lob down the backhand. Then a couple sailing balls. And an amazing hit by Graham. All right, now we are tied at 11-11. this is really anyone's game, as I was saying. But I think if I were Jack right now, I would be calling a timeout just to kind of rethink what I'm doing. But it's difficult because, and that's a skip by Graham. But as I was saying, it's difficult because Kirkwood coaches aren't allowed to help because since it's against
Another Kirkwood.
Yeah, since it's against our team. Oh, and Jack with an amazing slam. All right, now we're at 12-11. Jack takes the lead. Great serve. Oh, I thought that was a skip.
Yeah, I thought that skipped.
And there he goes. Great positioning by Jack. And an
They both
amazing
have
pinch.
quick feet. That's amazing.
Yeah, and Graham's calling another timeout at 13-11, and we'll be back in a moment. All right, and we are back. Sorry about that. Back for that gold number 6 singles final.
Yeah, we're just gonna say thank you to Team Dovetail, Head, Penn, Gearbox Racquetball, and WIS International once again, because without them, this would never be able to happen.
And we also want to give a thank you to our new ref, Charlie Vonderberge, who we have heard has taken over a lot of reffing positions for other people, even though he's been winning a lot of games in this. So just thank you to Charlie Vonderberge. What a kind soul. But it looks like Jack started out with that serve, but he lost it. Graham got it, but now we're back to Jack after Graham just skipped that ball. And Graham has already called 2 timeouts in this game, so he is out. And Jack has called 0. So I think Graham is really feeling the pressure. And an amazing serve by Jack. What a great return by Graham.
They both have done a really good job on coming back to the middle after they make a shot.
Yes, and Graham gets that serve back. Great Z serve. Oh, and a great pinch by Jack. And he gets that serve back, and he is 2 away from winning this first game. I think that if he just plans his serves out right, then he could do it. And a great down the line, but Graham receives that real easy. So many great down the lines, but it looks like that was 2 bounces from Jack. So Graham gets that serve back.
Back to 11, serving 13.
I thought that was short. Yep. Okay. Just want to make sure that call was correct. But it looks like he stepped away from that Z serve that he was usually doing, which I personally think is a great approach because I think Jack is just so familiar with it that he knows how to counteract it pretty well.
That was an amazing pinch.
And a great front corner shot by Graham. And now we're up to 12 serving 13. So Graham could make the comeback and take it all in just 3 points.
Lob Z's.
Backhand ceiling ball down the line. Oh. To the center of the court, and Jack gets that serve back. All right, just 2 points away. He could ace Graham. All right, and that is a redo, I believe. Yep. All right, and great point
shot
by Jack.
This is game point with 14 serving 12.
Great serve by Jack, but a great response from Graham. Oh, and Jack just places it perfectly, and that is our end of game 1. And it looks like Graham's going to stay on that court and just maybe practice a little more. I've seen him doing this in between games. Yeah, let's go. I did.
I'm Jessica Parrilla and I play with yearbooks. A great athlete is make about discipline, effort, constance, and before to be a great athlete, you have to be a great person. One of my future goals is be on the top 3 in the professional tour again.
And welcome back to game 2 of boys number 6 singles gold finals for the USA Racquetball National High School Championships.
Jack won the first one, and he has serve.
And it looks like someone just won a championship. That looks like Rebecca Christopher just winning girls 6 gold finals.
She's been doing great this season.
But back to this match, it looks like they are just, Jack and Graham are counteracting each other wonderfully. But it looks like Jack loses that serve, and Graham is going to come back. All right, Graham with that backhand drive. And a little around the back. Now they're just kind of going down that forehand line. Oh, and Jack
He got it.
counteracts like so well, but Graham gets it back even better. I mean, they've both just been playing those front corners so well. All right, Graham serves again, but that's long, so he's going to go for that second serve. Not a lot of variety in Graham's serves, I will say. Honestly, in either of them.
Yeah, right between the legs, but it looked like it skipped.
Jack going for a little bit of fun, and now we're at 2 serving 0. Different from last game, but you never know. Down that forehand line again, and then Graham takes it to the backhand. Takes it back to center court, and Graham just, he's taking these points away. Looks like he's going to go for the Z. Nope, just for that backhand. But I believe that was long, so he's going to go for a second. There he goes. Great response by Jack. Down that forehand, center line. Oh, and a great shot by Jack. Just barely missed by Graham. All right, 0 serving 3.
Do you think Jack will come back, Sonia?
I think that Jack will come back. He's had a great, like I said, I don't want to call it an underdog story, but
There he goes. Got a point.
he's really just been like, I don't know, he's just been on fire this entire tournament. And there he is with a point. He comes, and they're back on that forehand, and then Graham takes it to center. I'm noticing Graham has really been taking it back to the center of that service box during all the rallies, which is really getting to Jack. So I just think that Jack needs to move up more to the center. Or just think about how he's positioning his shots better to not give Graham all these setups. A great shot by Graham off that wall. Oh. All right, 4 serving 1. That backhand again. All right, couple ceiling balls. Oh, and Jack goes for just an aggressive overhead slam.
Great around the world.
Oh, Jack. Looks like he didn't hit it just quite right. All right, Graham with 5, Jack with 1. Looking way different than last game. And it looks like Graham is just going to try to kill that, but Jack counteracts it. And a Great kill. Oh, and Jack almost has it. Now Graham with 6. If I were Jack, I'd probably call a timeout now or next point just to make sure,
catch up.
All right, there he goes. And another around the world. It looks like Graham is just always, he seems to always be ready for, oh, and Jack calls a timeout. We'll be right back. And we are back. And I just want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Team Dovetail, Head, Penn, Gearbox, and WIS International. Without them, this tournament would not be possible and running as smoothly as it is. I'm Sonia Lang, and this is my partner,
Bella Miller.
And it looks like Jack is back on the court after calling his first time out of this game. Last game he called 0 timeouts, but that was because he was in, I would like to say, not a significant lead, but a pretty good one. It looks like Graham is still off the court, probably talking to teammates.
Oh, here he comes.
Here he comes, and Graham has that serve, 7 serving 1, a significant lead. What do you think Jack needs to do to come back from this?
I don't know. I think he just needs to, try to get. Graham has like a certain memo that he's going with and stuff, and I just think he needs to get that down. Seems like he's had the same serves and same kind of shots.
But it looks like Graham had just switched up that serve there. We haven't seen that type of Z from him yet, but that really got Jack. But looks like he's switching it up again for a forehand Z lob. But Jack just takes a power shot on that. Backhand down the forehand line. And probably see a couple ceiling balls. This one come off the wall. Graham tries to kill it, and Jack just wasn't quick enough with his response. So that leaves Graham at 9-1. A very great advantage, which means we might be seeing a tiebreaker for this final.
Yeah, Graham's had a great comeback in this second game.
And he scores yet another point. Jack's reaction time for these points has just not been quick enough to counteract. And he goes for that backhand serve again. And Jack sends it down the line, which then Graham puts off the back wall. And he slams it down that forehand line, which is really what he needed for this.
That was a great shot.
And now I think that he's going to go with that Z serve that he does. Looks like that was short. So he's going to come back with a second. Great Z serve. Graham with that kill shot. Oh, and like I said, back to that service box, which Jack can't really get to. All right, back to 10 serving 1. A lot of serve switch ups from Graham, which seems to be working really well. And Jack follows that ball, catches it perfectly down that forehand line.
Wow.
Jack almost kills it. Yeah, he got it. So that was 2 bounces from Graham. All right, Jack really needs to think through a strategy now because he's way behind in this game. Oh, and his racket placement was just not there. His racket placement this game was just not what it was last game. I'm not quite sure what's happening. All right, and that's a second serve for Graham. Nice simple lob backhand. Off that back wall, Graham sends down the forehand. And it looks like these overhead slams are actually working pretty well for Jack, but he sends that to the right hand front corner. and gets that serve back.
What serve do you think Jack's gonna go to?
Forehand down the line. He did it a little quick, but
Wow, great pinch.
And Graham gets that serve back, but it looks to be a lot more back and forth than it was earlier in this game. I think Jack is sort of getting the hang of this new strategy that Graham has been trying, and that serve is going to be short, so he's probably going to go for that backhand lob.
Yep. We might do a couple ceiling ball rallies here.
All right, and he's going to go off that back wall to a backhand drive.
Great shot made by Jack.
All right, and we're back to 1 serving 10. I think he's going to do a Z. Yep. That overhead slam, I like what Jack has been doing with it. And he sends that down the backhand, but Graham gets it. I think Graham has done a lot better job with positioning himself in center court, which gets him back the serve.
And Jack has done a great job trying to move Graham all around the court.
Yeah, but I just think that while doing that, Jack has moved himself away from center court, which is allowing for Graham to get back to that center court easier. That drive backhand, which I believe is short. Seems like a lot of Graham's serves have been short lately, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because these lobs seem to be working pretty well, but I would try something different if I were in Graham's position. Again, that overhead by Jack has really been a great strategy, and Jack is a tennis player, so that's probably where he gets it from. Speaking of, Jack is in fact missing boys tennis tryouts to compete in this tournament, but what a great reason to miss if you're competing in these finals. Oh, and in between the legs by Jack, and Graham dives to get it off the back wall. Then a couple ceiling balls. This game is really heated up in these past few rallies. Oh, and Jack gets it.
Wow,
oh, and Graham dives into the service box. Backhand pinch by Jack. Down the front wall. Oh, and Graham kills it. What a great rally by these two. Looks like they need a second to breathe. Maybe Graham should be on the school diving team. That was cheesy. Sorry, everyone. All right, there he goes with the season. And he aces Jack with it.
Giving us 11 serving 1.
All right, and Graham is switching up that serve, which, again, seemed to be working for him. Jack goes, he's going to drive that down the forehand, but that skips.
That's from Coach Webb.
Yep. All right, and Graham serves it. And now we're at 12 serving 1. And as we look at who's watching the game right now, we see Jack's dad. And Jack is actually a second-generation racquetball player, as his dad was first for Kirkwood in the 1990s. So it's just great to see two different players.
Generations.
Two generations playing the same sport. Oh, and Jack gets that. A lot of between the legs, a lot of fun trick shots these past couple rallies. Oh, and Graham dives for that, but misses it. But some great sportsmanship. Now, just as a reminder for everyone watching, Jack is wearing those black shoes and Graham is wearing the white shoes, as they are wearing matching outfits besides everything else. But Jack gets that serve back at 1 serving 12, so he's really going to need to make a comeback. But Graham only scored 12 points in the last game, so maybe Jack can make a comeback to make it the same score as the first.
Great get made by Graham.
And Graham
great shot by Jack.
All right, Jack gets a point. It looks like he's really been making Graham dive for these last couple balls, which is very good. All right, here he goes.
Looked short.
All right, he's going to go for that second lob. Looks like a forehand Z lob. He's going to send that down the forehand and just pinches it perfectly, giving him another point. And Jack is making it, seems to be on fire by just rolling out all these shots. All right, 3 serving 12. Strobach making a comeback. Graham sends that down the backhand line. And he has to run up to the front to get it, but Jack is just already there to get it and makes Graham run.
Wow, that was a great get made by Graham.
And Jack gets that. Oh, and Graham just barely knocks it and gets it. Oh! And Graham dives
was a great
once
rally.
again.
They both had really good gets throughout that rally.
But Jack has just been positioning these things perfectly. But I don't think injuring Graham is part of his tactics here, but you never know. I'm just joking. Jack is a very kind person. Both of them are on and off the court. All right, there we go with the forehand Z serve. All right, Jack's going to send that backhand soaring down the line and giving him another point, and we are now at 5 serving 12, only a 7-point difference. Strobach has really made a comeback, making Graham die for all of these shots. He's probably going to go for that. Oh, he goes for a backhand. And Jack just wasn't ready for that. All right, Graham gets that serve back at 12 serving 5. And he goes for that backhand, but it just seems to be short, which I've been seeing a lot of short backhands from Graham on his serves. Wow, great setup for Graham. And Jack just barely misses that.
They both had really good last semifinals games. Sprado with 14-15 first game, 15-13 second game, and he won in tiebreaker 11-1.
Yes, but that does also mean that Graham lost his first game throughout in those semis, while Jack has not lost one yet. And it looks like we're doing a hinder on that play at 13-5. Sprado just 2 points away from winning the second game, sending us to a tiebreaker. But Jack is, and he just misses that shot. That setup was there, but he missed it. All right, now we're at 14-5 possible game. This could send us into a tiebreaker, but let's see.
Looks like that was long.
That's going to be a second lob serve from Graham. Here comes Jack. Graham sets that up, but Jack counteracts it. And Jack is just there in center court and gets that serve back.
5 serving 14. Let's see if he comes back.
What a great Z serve by Jack, but Graham responds perfectly and just knows where to put it, and Jack couldn't get that in time. So Graham gets that serve back at 14-5 possible game. Billy, do you think that there's any way that Jack can come back from this second game?
I think he can get a couple more points.
Graham sends
They
that down
both
the line.
had really good rallies, so.
Oh, and a
what a
perfect
great
get by
last
Graham,
shot.
sending us to a tiebreaker with Graham Sprado and Jack Strobach.
I'm Jessica Parrilla, and I play with Gearbox. A great athlete is make about discipline, effort, constance, and before to be a great athlete, you have to be a great person. One of my future goals is be on the top 3 in the professional tour again. I did it once, and I think I can go back there. I enjoy the passion of the game. I enjoy the passion of the life, of everything, and I always think like love is the first thing in everything. The things I think, the things I say, and the things I do are on the same line. And enjoy, because we don't know how long we're gonna be here, so enjoy and give love to others as much as we can.
And we are back.
Into the third game tiebreaker. This one goes to 11.
Yeah, a little bit of a shorter game, but these can last forever.
They will both be fighting for it for sure.
Sperato starts with the serve since he has earned the most points throughout both games. And the game is really in anyone's hands at this point. Like, both of them have been playing great. Both amazing gets by players. Like, it's just been a great game to watch overall. But
Graham's had some great dives, and Jack's been really quick to getting the ball.
But Jack gets that serve back at 0-0. And that ball just comes perfectly back to him. Jack tries to kill it, but Graham gets to it too quickly. And a great shot by Jack, but he just stays at that front wall for too long, and Graham gets it away from him. Back to Graham serving at 0-0. And I believe that was short, yep. So Graham's going to give a second serve for that. Backhand lob. All right, probably see a couple ceiling balls here. I'd love to see an overhead slam from Jack, but I just don't know if that's possible.
He's been doing really good at those this whole game.
Oh, and there Jack goes with a forehand kill, giving him the serve. Still at 0-0.
Great forehand drive.
Right there. Probably a couple ceiling balls. There he goes, lower around the world. Jack with an overhead slam, but just doesn't work against Graham for this. And we're still at 0-0. Oh, Graham with the forehand.
Great get.
But Jack gets it. But Graham gets it. A lot of close calls in this game. And Jack gets the point. Look at this replay. Just their reaction is so just like incredible to watch. All right, there Jack goes with that backhand drive. It looks like Graham might have thought that was short, but there Jack goes. He's gonna probably give that, backhand ceiling. Graham's gonna drive that, but Jack just places it perfectly, giving Jack a point in this tiebreaker, scoring the first. Now, it looks like Jack's dad is watching him very intently. As I said, Jack's the second generation racquetball player. His dad was ranked first in his division when he was in high school. All right, and there Graham goes, trying to kill it, but Jack gets it. Nope, that was a skip, my bad.
Graham gets it with the 0 serving 1.
Oh, and that will be 3 walls from Graham. If he would have just done it a little bit lighter, it probably wouldn't have been that.
Sonia, do you think Graham's going to get a couple points in this serve, in this amount of time that he serves?
I think that Jack is really going to turn it on. So he's, and as I say that, Graham gets a point, but I think that Jack is able to withstand the pressure of this, and he's going to be able to score, or get that serve back at least, and score a decent amount of points. All right, Jack's going to take that off the back wall. And skips it. His positioning just was not right on that, giving Graham the lead in this tiebreaker at 2-1. All right, that's a long serve from Graham. Not too terribly uncommon for him this game, unfortunately. And Jack skips once again, giving Graham another point. We saw this from Jack a little bit in the first game, but his hits have just been a little off these past couple rallies, but he might find his groove soon. But I don't know how soon that will be. Oh, and Jack gets that, but Graham is just too slow, giving Jack the serve.
They both have had great ball placements throughout this whole 3 games.
Yes. All right, Jack's probably going to go with down the line forehand. There he goes. But Graham counters that perfectly. I feel like Jack just isn't it looks like he's almost fighting his like body's movements, if that makes any sense. Like he knows where to move, where he wants to move, but he just can't do it. But
That was a great pinch.
as I say that, and Jack comes back with 1 serving 3. Nice backhand serve. He's gonna drive that off the back wall. Oh, I thought Graham was gonna send that down the line, but he sends it to center court. Great shot. All right, here Graham serves it with that backhand, but it looks like it's going short. But Graham may be having some trouble as right before we started the game, he broke his strings on his first racket, so he might be having a little bit of racket trouble this game. All right, and then Jack is gonna take that, but that was a skip, giving Graham another point in this, 4 serving 1. If I were Jack, I would be calling a timeout right now. Even though it's not that many points, I just would
Catch
be
your
trying.
breath, replan, rethink what you're gonna do.
Yeah, just kind of find my rhythm again, because once he finds his rhythm, like
He'll be on fire.
he starts turning out points. But right now, he's just not looking his best. But here he goes down the line, and a great shot, and he gets that serve back. All right, 1 serving 4.
Wonder what serve he'll go for.
Drive down the line. Oh, and he's just not getting out of the box fast enough.
Graham seems to really be picking up Jack's serves. Forehand, backhand, all of them. Graham's been doing really good at that.
And Graham sends that, but that serve is going to be, yeah, that was a good serve. That's one of our first backhand serves of Graham's that have been good, but it earns him a point, 5 serving 1. But Jack kills that, giving him the serve. This is 1 serving 5. Honestly, I would call a timeout here just to kind of plan what kind of serve I would want. But he serves identical to what Graham was, but Graham just counteracts it perfectly. But
Looks like it skipped.
and that gives Jack a point, 2 serving 5. Jack earns a point, which he hasn't earned in a while, but he's really going to need this if he wants to pull out the win. And so they're kind of going off that backhand line, but Jack loses the serve. But it looks like they both have smiles on their faces, so no hard feelings.
Looks like that was short. Going in with the second serve.
He's going to send that. Another around the world. A lot of these rallies are looking pretty similar. We've had some out of the ordinary, but nothing. A lot of these are looking pretty similar, but there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever scores you points. And Jack gets that serve back at 2 serving 5. We've been pretty back and forth in this tiebreaker, but Graham has just been managing to pull out the leads. Oh, and Jack just misses that.
Barely.
Again, Graham's placement of the ball this game has really been on point, which is giving him all these points. He's going to serve it, probably to the backhand. That comes out short again. Again, if I was Graham, I'd probably try to just switch up that serve a little bit because it doesn't seem to be working too well for him. And he goes and he kills that, but Jack tries to go off the back wall, but it bounces twice, giving Graham 6 points. Again, something with Jack's rhythm. All right, and he serves.
Great backhand. Oh, I guess I hit 3 walls.
Yeah, that was a 3-wall. A different serve we've seen from Graham. All right, there he goes. And it looks like Jack skips that. And that is 7 serving 2 from Graham Sperato. But it looks like Jack is staying pretty calm in this, even though Graham is just 4 points away from winning this. All right, and then Graham's going to take that off the back wall. And Jack misses it, and he calls a timeout, and we will be back in just a moment.
I'm Jessica Parrilla, and I play with Gearbox. A great athlete is about discipline, effort, constance, and before to be a great athlete, you have to be a great person. One of my future goals is be on the top 3 in the professional tour again. I did it once, and I think I can go back there. I enjoy the passion of the game. I enjoy the passion of the life, of everything. And I always think like, love is the first thing in everything. The things I think, the things I say, and the things I do are on the same line. And enjoy, because...
All right, and we are back from Jack Strawbach's first time out in that tiebreaker.
It is 8-2. Graham has serve.
And it looks like Graham earns another point, which is 2 points away from him winning this final. Oh, and Graham with the get, giving it to 10 serving 2, possible game.
Throughout this whole game, their shots have been amazing. Both Graham and Jack's.
That serve is good, but Graham just seems to miss it. Was it on purpose? We don't know. It could be just for the fun of it. All right, Jack with the serve. That gorgeous Z serve that is amazing.
And that skips, just barely.
And that earns him a point. 3 serving 10. Could Jack come back from this? Another gorgeous Z serve, giving Jack a perfect setup. He sends that down the forehand line, but Graham counteracts it. Jack tries to pinch it, but again, Graham gets it. Then we're going to send a couple sailing balls because it looks like Jack has been pretty good at those. Sends Graham running to the front. But Graham gives Jack a pretty good setup. Oh, and he just pinches that perfectly in that right-hand corner. Let's look at that replay. Like, there's just no way that you can react to that.
Jack's been on fire since that timeout.
That looked like 2 to me, but All right, and Jack is with 5 coming back. I honestly think that he could come back from this.
Yeah, this is anyone's game at this point.
And that is another point, and that's a timeout. All right, and we are back in this tiebreaker called by Graham. Jack is currently coming back with 6 points.
Graham skips it again.
And Jack earns 7. He could come back from this and win it all. All right, and I believe that was 3 walls from Jack, so we're going to get a second serve. And Graham gets that, but it's a setup for Jack.
Oh, looks like he just barely skips it.
And Graham gets it, and he could win it all right here. He's probably going to go for that backhand. And that's short. And he's going to go for a second serve. Oh, and that's a tough shot, but Jack gets it. All right, and Jack gets the serve back. We are at 7 serving 10. He could really come back from this. He just needs 4 more points. And he was acing Graham a little bit on those serves. And there he goes with that hard overhead slam. He's really fired up right now. I think after Graham called that timeout, he really just got aggressive with it. Oh, and he just barely misses it by not swinging through all the way. All right, Graham.
This could be game point.
Great return by Jack. And that's... All right,
Oh, that looks
wait.
like-
And that is a
Okay.
good shot ending the game. Some may say it's a skip, but ref said it's good.
That was an amazing game by both players.
But that is a win for Kirkwood no matter what, and that's what they needed. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.